Oh, shucks. Oh, cool. Oh, stop. Darn it. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Goodness sakes. I'm going to turn her volume down. Listening to somebody else on here, but she's. This is really coming out fast. All right. Let's see if we can set these now. Come on, using a little bit too much in. All right. These ones, put the AB stones. Hmm. I don't know why I feel like I get these so perfect. And these old settings, sometimes it's hard. Okay, so let's get back to this. Let's see if I can figure out why this has a little bit of space here on it. Lift it up here. All right, so let's do this cup again. You should set way faster than what I'm going. That's because these pieces are not, the cups just aren't perfect on them. So these are covered with a little sticky paper, but under to protect them from getting glue and that on them. But these are a real pretty green disc that looks like this. And these are already set, and when I'm all finished and these are ready for sale, then we can take the papers off of all of these. But right now, these papers protect them from getting glue and scratches. This is another piece I'm going to be working on. These are the earrings that match these clips, and they have a bigger, this obviously doesn't fit it. So there's a bigger one that will go on those, and I'm not sure where it is. Whoops. Let's see. I still got the wrong one, didn't I? Okay. Oh, that's the right one. For these ones, I'm using the E6000. Goodness sakes. Okay. Put it in that cup. like the way I don't like the way that one's sitting. Add a little extra glue. This is a little bit better. Can't get it. Little earthquake going on there. There we go. It's a little better. Sorry about that little earthquake. Mm. It came out of there. Okay, one last on this one, just one last set of 6 stones, and this one will be, this bracelet will be finished. This I do in these snowflake EB rhinestones, and I also do them in the clear rhinestones. Right now I'm just using these green colored discs on here. These are covered with paper to protect them, but I'll be making these also in some other colors of green. I thought about doing a launch on these right before Christmas this year, and I thought green would be a great color to go with. And it was also a color they had available in 1/8 of an inch. And a lot of the colors that were really beautiful that I loved were not available. I'm sorry, in 1/16 of an inch. They're only available in 1/8 of an, yeah, I need a 16th of an inch. No, I think this is an, yeah, a 16th. No, an 1/8. This is an 1/8 of an inch, and a lot of it is available more, and I think a little bit thicker, and it's too thick to set inside these cups. So the selections that I have available right now in the plexiglass, I have fewer selections available in this width than I would have if it was a little thicker. If I could go with a thicker width, then I can't. So depth, I guess. Thickness is what I want to say, not width. So this particular piece, which is a 1940s or 1950s bracelet setting, has the clip-on earrings that match it, and they look like this, and then with the same green cup. And these will come in the clear rhinestones as well as these snowflake AB colored rhinestones. That snowflake is kind of consistent with the fall launch, you know, because I'm thinking of Christmas, and I think that this colored green is pretty safe for a fall launch on this particular setting. So there's another one that's finished then, and I'll finish another pair of earrings to match this. I'm thinking we have some components that might work as the necklace, or we can even use these components and at least put like 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 on the front. I have to look and see. We had so many settings. I can't remember how many we had of each design. Okay, so I have another piece done there, one there, and now I'm ready to set another stone inside of this cup here. This is the size we need for this. And we'll just peel back the layer off of this because obviously we can't glue this part down to the metal. So we'll pull this back and just get a little, lift it a little with the back of this. You have to be really careful because it scratches pretty easily. So when I lift the sticks off of the front, I'll have to be really careful. Now I'm going to use the E6000 for this component. These are clip-on earrings, which is really consistent for that era, 1940s and 50s, but these are brand new settings from, it's new old dead stock from the 1940s and 50s. And we have, I'm working on a lot. This is another piece I'll be working on tonight, the Maltese cross. And they look so plain and bland, but once you get the rhinestones, this is an old pot metal setting. And I've done multiples of those. And then this is a leaf. And I'm currently doing these in a green and a sapphire or Montana blue. I really love this piece. I do it in the green with clear rhinestones in it. I do it in the other. So I'm looking forward to getting those out. Here are some of those I finished. This is how the bracelet looks with the clear rhinestones. This is the reverse side of it. And then, so this is a 1940s 1940s or 1950s piece. And so is this one. So these are all pieces I've completed. Pieces I've completed like that are, whoops, shucks. Let's see where we have that. So this piece I've done in the blue, in the green, in the pink. Let's see. Not sure what color I want to do this next. Blue or green? I'm going to do blue or green, I guess. Let's see. This is another piece I'm working on. These come in just completely plain. And then these are painted, and then they're baked. And then I set these glass stones, and these are all vintage stones. Okay, so I'll be working on these two settings as well after I finish this cup. This is another one I finished. This is another 1940s, 1950s piece as well. Okay, so those are the earrings. This is the color of when the paper's off, that's the color. Leave the paper on for now until all the glue's dried so I don't scratch the surfaces or anything. And then they'll look like that. Okay. Oops. All right, we'll work on this one. I have some spiders that need to get worked on. Spiders are going to get It's too small. Let's see. All right. Excuse me. Hmm. Oh, shucks. These stones are not the same size. I can't believe I don't know. Hmm. Well, I poured the glue in these cups already, and I don't remember the size stone I used. I thought I used this PP. It's kind of annoying when you think you know what cup you're using for your pieces, and you come circle back around and discover that you're not using the same, you don't have the same size you thought you had. Let's see, Rhinestones. Well, so many things different ones I guess I could work on, but I hate to leave the glue drying in these cups without setting. Ugh. No good. Well, not sure. These have to be. Oh, this has to be the right stone. And this is something here. It's just slightly smaller. Wow. That's what you do. And this is too big. Could be too big. Well, I don't know. Maybe I can use a Rivoli. It's too shallow. Wow, I don't know. That's crazy. The spoons are used then. So annoying. Wow. This needs a repair. 1, 2, 3 there. 4. Oh, I think this is going to fit here. That's the size I need, but I don't know if I have enough. There we go, the glue is starting to dry. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like I might have just enough. Oh, I don't know if we'll have enough to finish this or not. And I have to order some more stones. All right, I'm going to reset some glue in here. Got sidetracked because I thought I had several bags of this size of stone, and I don't. And I set my glue in, and it was already drying. I have to circle it around the edge again. Hopefully I have enough stones to finish this piece. I'm not worried about the square rhinestones. I have plenty of those. It's just the huge chitons. If I have enough, I mean, it's just going to be barely. To put an order in for more of these. I just happened to find these. I'm so lucky. Okay. Wow. All right, so I'll tamp these down. Looks like I had a little bit too much glue in these cups. Okay, that part's done now. I'm going to use E6000 in these cups, and I hope that this one doesn't remove the foil on the back of these rhinestones. I'm not altogether certain that this E6000 was the same as this one. So if anyone has an opinion about that. This one says clear transparent. This says clear self-leveling. Industrial strength adhesive. But they're both E6000. They're both clear. This one seems to make the foil remove from some of my rhinestones. I was using baguettes and I was getting ready to set the stones. Well, I did. I set stones in these old fir clips settings. These are 1940s fir clips. And I sourced all over the place to find the rhinestones that would fit. I found some. I glued them in using the E6000 as opposed to the GS Hypo cement. And the foil came off of these. So all of these baguettes are just coming right out, and the foil's coming off with it. So this is removing the foil. I've never had that happen with E6000, but this is different. This one is has a different kind of a nozzle. So I'm just wondering, did I get a China something replica instead of the real E6000? If you've had that experience, chime in and let me know. Leave me a comment or tell me what you use when you have to use extra amounts of glue in larger rhinestone cups. I don't like using GS Hypo cement when I need a lot of glue. So in this case, the stones are not as deep as the cups. So you have to fill quite a bit of glue into the cups. And for that reason, I am not too keen on using the GS Hypo cement. And I've been using the E6000. I haven't had a problem so far, except for when I used them on these baguettes, these tiny little baguettes here inside of the fir clips. When I used them inside of the fir clips, the foil the stones came right out of the cups after the glue was dry. So it's taking the foil off of the cup or off of the rhinestone. So I don't know a solution for that. This doesn't even smell like the real GS or the real E6000. It just smells a little different. I don't know what This is not the same glue. It is not the same. Even though it says E6000, it is not the same thing as this one. So if you've had an experience with this, I've only been able to buy this in a larger nozzle, and when I tried to use an attachment on the end of the glue so that the nozzle could be smaller like this, the viscosity of this is such that it wouldn't come out the nozzle. So this seemed to come out the nozzle just fine, but it's not the same glue, even though it says E6000. It's just not the same. It even smells different. And it's taking the foil off of my old rhinestones. I don't know why it's doing that. It's very annoying now, because I have to take out a lot of stones from my cups. So annoying. Okay, so I wanted to finish doing this I wanted to finish the other setting here. I put the glue in the cup, and I keep losing my tools. These cups have to be filled pretty deep because these rhinestones are so shallow. And then I end up getting too much glue and it comes out. These ones, I haven't been successful in getting these measured just precisely. So I have a lot of cleanup work when I'm done setting these square stones. That one seems like it has plenty of glue in there. The hair on the end of that. I'll have to let this dry a little and I'll clean up some of the glue. Okay, next, we have some baguettes too. Okay, so I'm going to put some E6000 into these little spider channels. It's an extra stone I can put away. I don't know, which color green do you like best? The kind of emerald looking one or kind of like an olivine one? There's maybe even yet another color of that. But next I'm going to, oh dear, I lost the tip on my E6000 or my GS Hypo cement. Can't put that back in there. All right, I'm getting my fingers all gummed up. I hate working with gloves. Okay, so let's put some I'll let that dry just a little bit before I set the stones. Sometimes when you set the stones before the glue gets a little, because the viscosity of this is a little different than the E6000, so it's a little more runny. But if you let it dry just a little bit before you set your stones, then it's a little thicker. And then this, I notice that the stones don't shift as much, so I kind of let it dry and then see what it looks like after that. Okay, so I have set that one, the stones in that piece. Got this one here. We've done several pairs of these clips. These are all done. I'm going to kind of tamp these all again and make sure the stones are set very, very nicely. Once the glue dries, you can't do anything. You can't shift the stones. You can't, sometimes they get a little, tilt a little. Okay, so these are done. All right, let's see if these are ready to set. I know these are kind of like a pinkish purple pearl in there, and I'm setting some little red rhinestones into the back of this spider. These are baguettes. I think it kind of gives it a really and the 3 baguettes fit in there. I mean, I couldn't even get a better fit. Need a few more of those. Just a little bit too much glue. And that's not a deal breaker. It's okay. It just means we'll have to do a little cleanup later on that one. Yeah, just got a little bit too much glue on there. It'll clean up though. Makes it kind of painful for me later, but I can clean it up. It's happened before. It'll happen again. But we'll let these dry. I just want to make sure they're set in these channels nicely. Because these are pointed back and the channels are pointed, so they should fit in there nicely. Just got way too much glue on this one, but already with this GS Hypo cement, it's not that hard to clean off. But I'm lifting the stone up. Maybe I'll go ahead and clean it off now and reset it. Have plenty of glue in that cup, that's for sure. Alright, let's see if I can do a better job with this one. That was a little painful. That happens sometimes. Alright. Use this for the glue then. Already have the glue in this cup. Alright, let's see if I can do it without making a huge mess again. Good grief. One, two. Apparently I can't count either. I think these ones will set a little nicer. I need 3 more of these. What's going on back there? Too much in there again, for crying out loud. All right, are you going to fit in here or what? The channel couldn't have gotten smaller. There we go. I'm going to press this side in again. And a little bit of glue got on there, but not too bad, and they set really nicely. This will all come out really easily. Okay, so 2 more spiders. I really like them with the pinky purple pearls on their backs with the snowflake AB earrings. So we finished a couple more spiders. And that's about all I'm going to do tonight. Hey, if you have any suggestions on glue that you use, I'm having an issue right now again with the, I know it sounds crazy, but the more narrow nozzle, which I think both of the, well, I may have gotten this one from Joanne Fabrics, but this one I got from Amazon because it had the narrow nozzle. And when I use the fittings on the top of the E6000, I'm finding that the nozzle attachments that I put on there are not narrow enough at the top. And the viscosity of the E6000 is such that it just kind of is sluggish coming out when I put a nozzle on this one. So I bought this one when I saw it on Amazon. I thought, oh, that's great, because now I can use this instead of trying to get a nozzle on this. But this glue smells a little different, and it's acting a little different. It's removing the foil off the back of my rhinestones. So obviously that's a problem, because my rhinestones are falling out of the cups. I use these baguettes right here, and they were foil backed, and I set them into some blank fur clips, some fur clip settings, and they fell out and left the glue in the cup along with the foil. So that's what this E6000 is doing. I've never had E6000 do that to the foil on my rhinestone, and I think that these baguettes are old. I thought they were from like Czech baguettes. Problems you have when you work with this old jewelry. You never know what you're going to incur. But so yeah, I'm having an issue with the E6000. I'm gonna set these. I have these here. I take these, have a nice little prong on the edge, and these cups, or these stones, fit into these cups like a glove. There, it's amazing. And I press them in. I'm using the wrong tool. I actually use a, let me grab the one I use. I'm using one I probably shouldn't use because I'll probably crush my stones, but I've been using this one because it kind of makes them, forces them right in there exactly the way that they need to fit. Forces some glue out, which isn't a big deal. I don't mind cleaning the glue up. I just need my rhinestones to set. I'm going to have a look at them and see if they're setting nicely. And if they are, I'll leave them to dry. Clean up the glue off of these tomorrow or the next day. It takes about 48 hours or so for these to dry because there's so much glue in these cups. It just takes about 48 hours for this E6000 to dry in these cups. So I left them in there for a few days and then I'll come back, clean all the glue off, and whoops, earthquake. When I come back to clean the glue off of these, they end up looking like this. So we've got more settings, a few more of these 1940s, 50 settings. So far, just setting them with these little, I love these Maltese crosses. And what I really love is that they're the old pot metals. It's hard to find really nice pot metal rhinestones right now, or rhinestone jewelry right now that's from the 40s and 50s. So I'm treasuring having gotten this lot of 1940s, 50s settings in, and I'm putting whatever stones I can find in there that look like they're, I'll show you the ones that I've completed so far of those. I'm using various colors, and this is a project I'm going to be at for quite a few years because we had literally, I don't know, probably about maybe 40, 50, 60,000 pieces of just settings, all different kinds, but these are the colors I'm doing so far in these Maltese crosses. Which color do you like the best? Hey, if you leave comments, just leave me a comment. And if you're not subscribing, please do. I'll be doing a lot of the jewelry. I do other repairs and that. This is a Weiss, an old Weiss crown. And these stones right here were in really poor shape, so I soaked them, removed the foil off of them, and reset them. And, you know, when you have open backs like this on the rhinestones, it's not a big deal to take the foil off because the light can get through there. If this was being set into a cup like this that didn't have an open back, it wouldn't work. It would just be a really dark stone. But since it's going into a cup that essentially is open on the back and light can get through there, it's totally okay to take the old foil off of this when it's chipping away and just making these stones look bad. And then I noticed on here some of these, the coating on these faux pearls is coming off. So I'm going to go ahead and remove all of these faux pearls and replace them with new faux pearls. And then this piece will be ready to go. So I do restorations on old pieces as well as these pieces I'm bringing in. These were in the acquisition that I made with the old 1940s, 50s settings. So they're like brand new pieces of jewelry, but they lack all of the rhinestones. So it's quite a venture. I'm going to be continuing to stream live here whenever I work on the jewelry. Not every time, but when I can. This is a piece that was exactly like the gold tone like this. And I used the paint and then baked it. And then I set these glass, I found these glass cherry stones and was just so delighted to find them because they set so nicely in these cups. So I have quite a few of these. Here's another pot metal that I got in this 1940s. This is probably 1940s, 1950s as well. And it had no stones either. They're all like this. I'll be busy doing this for years to come on this acquisition. But it's a lot of fun. This one I love the stones in these grapes. I love grapes anyway, and I was able to find this color rhinestone. I'd love to find some more. I think those are old ones. But anyway, you can let me know in the comments which color of the Maltese cross you like the best. So far we have the pink and the orange, the kind of capri blue, and emerald green. This isn't really an olivine, but it's kind of borders on the olivine, and I'm really liking it a lot. I only have a handful more of these settings left. I think we probably only got about, in the acquisition so far that I found, about 20 or so. Maybe less. This is the same thing with the grape clusters. There was only a handful of the grapes. And I did this in a purpley plum kind of a color rhinestone, and I also did it in this one. I'm not sure which color I like the best. But I love these pieces. These are just amazing, pristine, 1940s, 1950s. Same with all of these are 1940s, 1950s. I have a few of these finished too. I've so far completed those in, I'll show you a couple colors I've completed those in, if I have them here. Well, I don't see those ones here. This is another one that was a blank setting. And took a minute to find some pairs, and they're not a perfect fit, but they're darn near close. So I think these will be fine with this size of setting, size of stone on this particular one. And we do have quite a few of these as well, but I'd love to show the ones I finished. This in a sapphire blue with clear stones and the green, and I'd love to show, demonstrate a couple of those. Not sure. Where put those at? That's kind of well, that's kind of interesting. I've been putting all the, as I finish the pieces, I put them on a tray so that I don't lose them, so I can come back and kind of review, see what I did, but I'm not seeing them. This is a tray of quite a few pieces I have finished here. I'm not seeing the, I'm not finding those leaves. I wonder where I put them. These are interesting too. These are old fir clips, and I'm going to be doing some of these, painting the leaves and then adding some different colored stones to those as well. These are fir clips. I did these in a sapphire and clear rhinestone. Again, 1940s, 1950s, pristine. I did them in the red, the fir clips, and then I did them in pairs, of course. That's the way fir clips were worn back in the 1930s and 40s. So I did them in the pink with the snowflake AB rhinestones, and then the clear. Then I did them in the red. Not sure. You can let me know in the comments which color combination you like the best. This is sapphire or Montana blue, maybe. These are the snowflake ABs, and then these are ruby red, or maybe cyan. This might be cyan. Let me know in the comments which color combination you like the best, or what type of vintage jewelry you like the best. This is an old, we're working on these pieces here, and we're doing these in a, oh goodness, I'm so excited about these pieces. These are going to come in a variety of, I was really happy to find the Swarovski. I don't know if this is Precious or Swarovski, the flame on there, but we're doing that particular one in a variety of combinations. These are, I'll be doing it in purple with the purple stockings, with the robin's egg blue stockings. These are the painting that we did, and then of course it has to bake So these are all ready now for all of the extra elements and the components and the charms. This is a variation of what we see now. If you looked online, you could find a piece called by Dodds, Dodds, where they did that. So I'm going to be doing this in a variety of combinations, and then setting the back stone here. These were open. I've never seen one that had a stone in it where it was closed off online, and so I had these pieces cut for me, this mirrored plexiglass, and they fit on there. They're glued on, of course, but these are just incredibly delightful pieces, and I'm just thrilled to bits with the way that they're turning out. There's a lot more work to be done on these because since I'm hanging the charms, I'm hanging genuine pearls on a lot of these, and pine cones, and I have little trucks, you know, different things I'm going to be putting on those. There's all kinds of variations there. I'm having a lot of fun working on them, but these are some other ones. Just literally thousands of 1940s and 50s pieces that I'm setting the stones in. This is another one. Now I'm working on this one. This is incredibly difficult, and I don't have a good solution for it yet because the glue, I put these mosaic rings on these, and the glue is melting the paint on the back of these plexiglasses. So I'm not sure what we're going to do. I don't know if I have a solution for that yet, but I'm going to keep working on it. And I'm bummed to the max that I cannot find the yeah. These pieces can go on the tray. And all right, so thank you for popping in. Feel free to leave comments about any suggestions you might have for colors, or where you get rhinestones, or what kind of glue you use. And I'll be back again when I'm working on this project again. I'm not sure how to even close. There we go.